Happy Friday, everybody. This is your girl, Shanty McLangston, better known as Neek Speaks. Welcome to a new episode of Candid Conversations. Of course, I'm always excited to talk about every topic that we do. And this is not a new topic talking about how to communicate, but we're going to take our time tonight and give you guys exactly what you need. So I am not going to belabor the time. I'm going to have my brother Elder Lewis to introduce himself to you all. Go ahead, Lewis. Take it away.
Hey, my name is Elder Lewis Carter Sr. I am an educator. I've been married for 25 years. I've been in the educational career pathway for going on 26 years, so well over 20 years, almost 30 years. And I deal with communication, especially from a marriage perspective, communicating with your spouse or male and female communications. That's one of the things that I tend to deal with in conflicts. And I am Lewis Carter Sr.
Listen, y'all, he ready. Okay, he been ready to to tell y'all how it is during our business meetings. Okay, like we have some serious conversations, and he always bring it. So I'm excited to what he's going to share tonight. Um, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of some context. So we all know that the number one reason why divorce rate is so high is because of finances. But the reason why finances is a problem in most relationships, not even just in marriages, but also those that are in romantic relationships before marriage, that finance is a big problem, but it's because of how we are communicating. Okay, so we won't. I really think that the statistic is true, but at the same time, it's like, well, how did the finances get to where they are if we're not having the conversation? So that is something that I want you guys to think about when it comes to communication. How are we talking to each other, and then how are we responding is the key. And I want us to think about being mindful of using reasoning when it comes to conflict. So, Lewis, I'm gonna just go ahead and open the floor to you. What are your thoughts on that?
Uh, one of the problems we have as a people is that for many of us being raised, our parents or our parent were not financially literate. So as a result, they was just doing what they had to do pretty much to survive. So henceforth, we get in a different situation and we are by default financially illiterate. So we tend to do what we was taught. Make a little bit of money, pay what bills you can, spend the rest on yourself. And then those habits we bring into adulthood. And if not dealt with, if we don't have a hard pause or a stop to recalculate and learn about finances, we end up doing that for the rest of our lives. So
Yes.
it's ridiculous, but financial literacy is a must in the 21st century.
Yes, and that is why we have Desi Johnson, who's going to be helping us understand the basic skills when it comes to financial literacy during the conference. So that's why all these different pieces to the conference is important. People think when they hear the word relationship, they're thinking about being with a spouse, being with someone, but it's more than just that. How are you functioning in all the other areas in your life in order for you to be a suitable mate? And these are the hard questions that we don't want to discuss. No one's discussing. It's like really general based, but we are not here for that. We're here to help you and give you the tools you need so you can be successful, but you got to be willing to do the work. We not here for play. So I'm gonna go right into the first question. So what is communication?
Communication is expressing how you feel, your thoughts, and where you are as it pertains to any particular situation at any given moment. So communication is the ability to tell one how you feel and your thoughts about a particular idea or situation.
Okay. So I know you've been married over 25 years. Congratulations again. Um, your event was so amazing.
Thank you.
And everyone had shared so many amazing things. I was gonna get up and I said, you know what, everybody talking. It's my, I'm gonna add to it. But you guys already know, where you are in my heart.
Right.
And just seeing you guys grow, being with me, taking a chance with me because you did not have to, and I don't
Mhm.
take it for granted.
Mhm.
We've been here since day one, and I appreciate you all and evolving and being vulnerable too. As you guys progress, now you're grandparents. You're about to be empty nesters. So it's like, oh my gosh, all these different transitions that you guys are going through. You guys have a lot under your belt. You can teach other parents who are going through that same phase, especially the younger generation of parents who may feel a certain way and they may not have that guidance. Like you said, back in the day, when it came to finances, our parents did what they had to do and they didn't tell us or teach us certain things. So, again, I just want to say congratulations and I pray that God will bless you all with many, many more years to come.
Amen. I hope so. At least 25 more.
Yes, yes. Um, so, with that being said, how have you evolved in the area of communication since you've been married all these years? Like, give us the real from the beginning up
So
to this point.
so initially when we first got married, when my wife would get upset, she would shut down and she wouldn't speak. So we would go through the silence process. And after a while, I just told her, I said, that's not going to work. You have to be able to communicate where you are. And shutting down is not healthy for you, nor is it healthy for the entire relationship. But what I also had to learn as I matured in our relationship was I'm not in this relationship to win arguments or win battles. So we really don't have arguments. We don't, I'm not trying to, I don't need to be right. I don't need to be right or to come back and say I told you so. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is let's work through whatever situation we may have and get an understanding. I'm not working through situations to say I'm right and you wrong. So
Mm-hmm.
my motives changed as I matured. Let's work together. I'm not trying to be I'm right, you wrong. Let's get on the same page. Let's get an understanding. And we can ultimately agree to disagree on certain topic matters. And because I may disagree with you on a topic matter, does not mean I'm disagreeable with you. Or if I don't like a
Mm-hmm.
specific topic matter, it don't mean that I don't like you or I'm at odds with you. No, I just feel certain ways about certain situations. But at the same time, I'm 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 in love with you.
Mm-hmm. So to me, so it sounds like to me you have created a safe space for her to be able to express herself, and she also had to let her guard down because I think we had a conversation, and you were saying how come women don't communicate, and I remember telling you that, well, we do communicate, but we only will communicate or feel vulnerable when we feel safe. And so you reassured her by letting her know, hey, this is not going to work. We got to actually have a conversation. So now we got to have a conversation now. Okay, how do women create a safe space for men and vice versa? That's something that we definitely got to tackle during the conference.
I think one of the things what men must realize, a woman will only share in the space that she feels safe or secure, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, with a person she can trust.
That's it.
So if she's unsecured, meaning that she don't feel that you have her back or you'll be her covering, she won't share with you.
That's right.
Number two, if she can't trust you, she won't share with you. Number three, if she feel like she really don't know you, and it's at the beginning of the relationship, she's not gonna share anything with you. So you have to work to establish a platform where she feels, number one, secure. Number two, where she knows it's not going to be thrown back up in her face as ammunition. And number three, where she feels she can trust you.
That is so good. Yeah. And that's the same thing for men. I know they feel the same way. They want that same type of feeling or reciprocation as well. But I feel like the man has to be vulnerable enough to say those things, because most men won't open their mouth and speak because a lot of them have been told that they don't have a voice or whatever's going on in their past. They're carrying that into their platonic and the romantic relationships.
And I think sometimes men, like you said, they don't want to be vulnerable because they have this ideal of what a man is or what a man is supposed to be. And one of the misnomers in our community as African Americans is that men don't cry. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to be vulnerable, to let your partner know how you feel and where you are. Because if they don't have a clear idea of where you are, they don't know how to move forward with you through whatever process you may be dealing with.
Hmm. That's
Men,
so.
real men do cry. Men do cry. Men have emotions. Men have feelings. But a man will only share in an environment where he feel he can trust you.
So, ladies, that is something that we need to work on. And I'm going to raise this question on IG. I may make a video and do it. What does your house feel like? Not what it look like. Your house can look immaculate, but the devil could live in there. Okay? You can be raising all kind of hell all the time. It can be beautiful, but when you walk in the door, is it welcoming? Is it peaceful? That is something that I want women and men to consider. What does your car feel like? Because your aura is everything. One thing I can say about our parents, they know who have our best interests outside of them concerning us.
Absolutely.
Our parents will say, they're not it. They're not your friends. And it's like, how do they know? They see before you do.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to know who's coming around you and be discerning of those spirits. So we talk about we want a good man, we want a good woman, but what are you doing to prepare for them to come?
Or another question, you may want a good man, you may want a good woman, but you have to ask yourself, am I a good man or am I a good woman? What is it about me that will draw that the law of attraction will cause somebody to want to know me?
That is so good.
What are
So,
you putting in the atmosphere? You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah. So this brings me to my next question that somebody asked me, and I meant to poll this, but I forgot. What is the number one reason why good men are hesitant to pursue good women?
So I've been told with that by several professional women, and one of the things that they've always responded to me with is a lot of times guys are intimidated by a woman who has her stuff together for whatever reason. Sometimes guys are just intimidated by a woman who has her stuff together. Number one. Number two, some guys when they see a woman with their stuff together realize I ain't ready for that. I was just trying to hit it and keep on going. I'm not ready for a commitment. And only a coward awakens love in a woman and has no intention to love her. Let me say it
Ooh.
again. Only a coward will awaken love within a woman, knowing he has no intention to fully love her. So a lot of times a good guy will say, I don't want that. So they avoid that situation.
I hope y'all are hearing this. We're going to dive more into this during the conference. I want to take a quick pause and just give you guys some information. Good news if you've been watching, I've been putting information out there in my stories. We have actually opened up registration for the conference today. So if you want to register, you can. There's a lot of information that is on the page. Um, I will tell you that this conference is not for everybody. This conference is for seekers only. And what I mean by that is are people who are survivors of trauma, people who have generational trauma, um, couples and family members who are looking to improve their communication style. Lewis is going to be talking to the women. I can't wait. I can't wait to be in his class because I know he's going to give us the deets that help us understand how to be a better communicator when it comes to the opposite sex. Um, those who want to support other people who are dealing with trauma because it's a thing. A lot of people are suffering in the silence and they need to know, is someone there to help me? And so you might be that person who may want to know more about how to support somebody who may be going through trauma. This conference is for people who are leaders, people who are ready to understand their personal growth areas that they're concerned about, self-awareness, and also understand the impact of trauma on the society as a whole because it's a lot going on right now. And I'm like trying not to look into it too deep and just pray because it's just way too much rah going on, especially with the politicians, way too much. So I'm excited again about the conference. So Ken, if you want to come to the conference, you can go ahead. I think I have the link right here under this video. Um, there's a ton of things going to be going down during the conference. We have we have like 2 panel discussions, 4 breakout sessions. We have a fitness session. We have lunch. So if you want to be a part of lunch with us, definitely want to tap in and register today. And we do have a discount code, but you have to be a part of the e-list. You got to go to my website and join the e-list. And on Monday, you will get a special discount to register. And we have a payment plan set up for you as well. So again, continue to watch as we keep rolling. We got a few more minutes here. So, what advice do you have? I know we talked about a lot so far, but
It's
what
all
advice
good.
do you have for women who have a hard time with communicating with men? What is your number one tip?
My number one tip is number one, you might need to seek therapy. Sometimes, as women, because you all go through so much, you have unresolved trauma. And there's nothing wrong with having to do a strong pause and do a reset so that you can be well. Because unresolved trauma, because trauma transferred. And as the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. And so there's nothing wrong with pausing to say, hey, I might need some therapy. I might need to talk some things out. That's
Yeah,
my number
I
one.
yeah, I agree with that because I know for me, I have to step back, especially with all of the things that I'm responsible for and how God is shifting me and I'm transitioning. I have to make sure that my mental is well, my spirit is well, and I don't want to enter into the next phase of my life with the man that God has for me with trauma that might hinder him. And so you have to consider if you are not a selfish person, you're going to take your time and get you together. But most people who are operating from a selfish place don't think that way. And they get into relationships, and then a lot of conflict starts to happen because they get into the relationship and it's all about me, not knowing that it's about ministry, serving one another. And you guys talk about out serving one another all the time. And if you're not out serving your friends in your singleness, it's going to be hard doing it with somebody long term. So, and this is the conversation that no one's really talking about. And we're going to dive into this more and interdependency, like why that is the thing we need to be focusing on to create healthy relationships. But I don't want to give y'all too much. You got to come to the come to the summit.
Yeah,
So
you got
why
to.
do you? Yes, why should people come to the summit?
I think people should come to the summit because they'll get a mirror reflection of situations within their lives that they never confronted. It's a theory in business called Joe Harry's window. Joe Harry's window talks about things you know about yourself, things others know about you, things you know about yourself that don't no one else to know, and then things others have observed about you that you don't necessarily know about. So the conference will give you a bird's eye view into Joe Harry's window, and the different topics will shine lights on areas in your life that you never thought about. And so it's revelation, it's illumination. It's revelation, it's illumination, and it helps you get to a place where you're well, where you can move forward, or it can help you identify some things that you may need to work on. So I definitely come. If you don't come for nothing but the revelation and illumination, that'll help you.
Yes, our ultimate goal is for you to walk away with tangible strategies and tools that you can use in your everyday walk outside of the conference. So that is our goal for this particular event because we have role playing. We're going to have some scenario based um, discussions that we're going to be talking about and walking through so that you have that visual and have some practice, to build your confidence when we close the laptop, when you turn off your phone, that you're able to use. So we're not just here talking, but we're here to also give you the tangible tools that you do need to be successful outside the conference. So I'm excited.
And
Yes, sir.
and we have professionals who are
Yes.
part of the conference who can help you.
Yes.
We have licensed therapists that are great in their field who can help you get to the point where you are trauma free. You have resolved trauma, where you are well and you are whole. And you're able to say, okay, now I'm ready to take on someone to date, knowing that my old stuff will not ooze all over them and destroy the relationship.
Yes, the goal is to not bleed on other people. Okay, that is the goal. Like we shouldn't be dumping our mess on other people. We have to learn how to deal with it and work through it. Process. No one likes to process, but I will preach process until the day I die. Okay, because it's going to bless you and help you realize where you are. It'll help you slow down. And so you guys know I'm on a healing journey. I go to trauma release, and it is a journey. And I can't share too much because you have to experience it for yourself. So I'm excited. I cannot wait for David to share his program he has coming out with reanimation is really going to bless you all. So I'm excited for that. And of course, Lewis, I don't know what he's going to be sharing with the ladies. Okay, but I know he's going to have some things for us to do, some role playing. All of our workshops is going to have a role playing activity so that you can practice and become more confident in whatever area that you know you need help in. We all know what we need help in. The question is, are you ready to do the work? And it's okay. That's why we're here to help you and guide you along the path. Like we're here to hold your hand. No one's here to judge you. We all have things going on. Okay. That's exactly why we're doing this. Because I believe in myself. I'm doing the work, literally doing the work on myself and helping you all at the same time. And I'm not bleeding on you. I'm telling you, I'm doing the work. So I want you guys to continue to stay tuned. We do have another episode coming up in 2 weeks, and we're going to be talking to Victoria Johnson, and she's going to talk about fitness, being mindful of what we eat, and what we put into our bodies, what we listen to. It's so much when it comes to slowing down and being mindful when we're looking to lose weight. She's going to be sharing some of the things she's going to be talking about to our ladies during the conference. Is there any last tips? Anything you want to say to the men before we get off? I know it's for the ladies tonight,
Uh,
but
but men, if you're dating somebody or if you're married, be patient. And the same mercy or grace that you want to receive, be able to give it. Be able to give it. Be patient. One of my favorite scriptures: love is patient, love is kind. It keeps no record of wrongdoing. Be patient. That's it.
that's so good. And one thing I also want to add to that with men is be willing to receive. I know a lot of men don't. What I mean by that is when a woman or good woman is affirming you, allow her to affirm you. Because you got men who don't know how to accept that. And you have some women too. I was one of them women, okay? I'm just now learning to receive from people without saying, "Oh, you look beautiful too." Just take it in. So, fellas, because a lot of men don't know they're good women, they will cover you, they will pray with you. And I don't know why I'm saying this, but a woman who is for the streets, she is not qualified to cover you and pray with you. She does not have a relationship if she's always out in the street. If she's full of drama, how in the world is she getting a prayer through to cover you? How is she able to see and help you, warn you, to cover you? Y'all need to be discerning of the type of women you are dealing with. And y'all can cancel me all y'all want to, but y'all know it's the truth. Because I be doggone, I be hearing men saying stuff. I'm like, you talk about women of God, but you have no clue the quality of having a woman of God by your side, praying with you, covering you when you going through stuff. She'll be right there before a woman in the street who will always nag you and talk down to you. But I don't want to take my hands off of that. Lewis, you gonna say something? You gonna hold it?
I'm gonna hold it. Listen, it's nothing like a God-fearing woman. And what guys don't realize is it's your wife who garners the favor of God on your life. The Bible says in Proverbs 18, around verse 22, 21, 22, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, but he also obtains favor of the Lord. So a lot of guys don't realize that your wife is what garners the favor of God on your life. Number one. Number two, in First Peter, I think it's around chapter 3, it says, men, dwell with your wives according to knowledge, so that your prayers will not be hindered. Some of us can't get a prayer through because we don't want to quarrel with our wives. See, y'all don't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
You
That
can't
is
get nothing right because you ain't on one accord with your wife.
that is so good. Yeah, that is so good. You're not on one accord with your relationship with the Lord. Because you should be so in tune when you have relationship with the Holy Spirit, and then you are connected with your spouse who's also filled with the Holy Spirit and have a relationship. You two become one. Y'all be in sync. Y'all be able to flow together because you again, God is in the center of your relationship. You allow him to be the director of your path. But if you're not doing that in your single people, if you're not allowing Holy Spirit to direct you in your singleness, how can you flow with someone else who, how can you be prepared yourself if you're not flowing in your own right? Okay. And creating that discipline that you need in your singleness so you're not entertaining every time they can hear that come your way. Or Lucy and Ruth and Buquisha. Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Y'all gotta come to the. Y'all gotta come to
Yeah, I
the
got to come to the
conference
conference.
because it's so much that has to be said. And I'm like, I'm not. When it comes to this communication piece, it's so many layers to it. I know that Vanessa got something for the men to help them as well because it's a lot of layers. Again, I want you guys to get in the mindset to unlearn. We have to unlearn a lot of things that we were taught, that we were doing along the way that wasn't working. What we hear on social media, that's a lie. We have to get in position. So I want you to get yourself in that mindset to unlearn and to relearn, learn new information, get new revelation, and give yourself to the grace, number one, to understand and learn where God is taking you in your relationship with yourself, in Him, and with others. So that's all I have to say tonight. Um, Thank you all so much for listening. Stay tuned for more that's coming your way. You all have an amazing weekend, and we'll talk to y'all in my next video.